Welcome, guys. Welcome to SAS Bhidu. Uh, Today, I'm going to tell you some good tips to make a simple and good resume. When you go online, there will be so many tips been given by experts and HR professionals, but I will give you a very practical and professional way to make a simple and short resume. To start with, I would like to draw your attention that any person, any HR or any person who is hiring you, he doesn't like to, read 3, 4, 5 pages of a resume. He like to, have a precise idea of what are your skills, what is your experience, and what is your education background. These are the only things he is interested in. So, my first and foremost tip is do not make the resume more than 3 pages. Maximum should be 3 pages. You may have 10, 15, 20 years of experience, doesn't matter. Keep it short because definitely the person who is going to hire you is going to call you for an interview. So he is going to get to know about you in detail later, but initially to shortlist you, he needs few details. So tip number 1, keep your resume short and sweet. Okay. So here is a basic tip. Uh, the first, when you write the resume, here is a layout you should follow. The first thing you need to put is a nice header. You put a photo of yours. Sometimes if you don't put a photo, it's okay, but if you put a professional photo, put a professional photo. Don't put a photo, you sitting on a beach or something. Just put a photo with a formals, or just which looks professional. And then you put your the headline. The headline should reflect your current designation and what organization you are currently working, and uh, your education background. For example, you can mention a headline as your name, say Akash Sharma, senior accountant at McKinsey, uh, and then you can mention MBA in finance. So this is an example of a headline. Another example I would like to give about myself is like Sarfaraz Chikte, senior procurement engineer at uh, dash 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 company, with 8 years experience in procurement, bachelor of engineering electrical. So this is the way you need to put the headline. Then you need to mention just in a one sentence or maximum two sentence the objective of this resume. The objective of this resume you can mention like seeking position in a reputed organization where my skills and business acumen will grow. You will find many examples uh, in the on the website, but just mention one or two sentence in your objective. Do not mention it as a objective. Just put a like a bracket, the two lines, one line in the top, one line in the bottom. You have that option in Word, and then you mention between those two lines the objective. Okay. Then comes the most important part of the resume, your summary. That is the most critical and most important part of your resume. It should tell the hiring person exactly what is the experience you have. That is the first thing he will check. Then the second thing you should have is the skill set that you possess, and third thing is your education background. So keep your summary like maybe 5 to 6 sentences, like having experience in finance for more than 8 years, and I'm highly skilled in ABC, highly skilled in another skill. So just mention your summary in 4 to 5 sentences. So in your, again I repeat, in your summary you mention what is your experience in what field, how many years, and what are your strong, the hard skills you have. Also mention some of your soft skills, like excellent communication skills, excellent negotiation skills. So mention all those skills related to the job and related to the soft skills. You mention it in your summary. That is the most important part of your resume. So now, after the summary, you mention your work experience. You may have work experience of one company, or you may have work experience of multiple companies. Start with your current company. What is the current company you're employed at? And you mention the name of the company, the duration from Jan 2013 to December 2016, something like that. The company name, the location, and then once you make that headline of your work experience, and below you mention the first experience, the company name, and the duration, then you put a bullets and mention all the activities you were doing in those companies. Just start remembering everything you do in your work, starting from morning to evening. What you do, you, each and every job or each and every work that you do in your company, you need to mention that. But some of them may be not very important, the responsibilities, like documentation. So you don't need to mention. If you have like multiple experiences and you need to mention them on 3 pages, so you have to be very careful in putting the points. So it depends. If you have just one experience in only one company, yeah, you have 3 pages, you can mention all the work that you do. But if you have multiple companies experience, you have only 3 pages to fill. So you just mention the important roles and responsibility that you undertake in those organization. Important responsibilities like making annual contract with so and so supplier agent, or preparing the tender documents, or entering prices for tender. Some very important roles that you do in your job, mention those. So you do this for each and every work experience, starting from your current job, then which was the previous job, then the next, and the last will be your first job. So go in a descending order. After you mentioned all your work experience, next come achievements. You can mention like you have handled, for example, a project worth so and so amount, and what was the role in that project, where you were team leader, where you were team member, and so. Or maybe the achievements you can mention, you made a saving of this much amount by do undertaking some cost saving method. So some of these examples of your achievement that you achieved in your job, or maybe in a college, but nobody cares about what you did in your college or in your graduation or post graduation. Most of the people will care what achievements you did in your work experience. So mention your achievements. Next, you can mention your certifications, like you may have done certification in negotiation, or you may have done certification in some accounting, or certification in logistic. If you have done it, you definitely should mention it. And if possible, you mention the link on which you can on which the recruiter can verify those certifications are valid or not. So after the work experience came the certification. Then you can mention IT skills, like uh, you know Java, or SAP ERP system, or Oracle based ERP system, or maybe AutoCAD, MATLAB, some whatever IT skills if you have, you can mention it. Do not mention Word and Excel. Now nobody, everyone is expert in Word and Excel, and you get all the guidelines online, so nobody is looking specially for your skills in Word and Excel. You don't need to mention that in a resume. That is for me, it's like very uh, it's very new. It's like some fresher who is making a resume. If you are an experienced person, no need to mention having skills in Microsoft Word or Excel. So, and finally, if you have space, you can mention your personal details, like date of birth, passport number, hobbies, if you have space, but that is not important. So your summary is very important. That is the most important part in your resume. Your headline is important because it gives a glimpse of your your work experience. And the hiring person, if he is in a hurry, he may just read the headline, and he may feel you are not the right person. He may just put aside your resume. So your headline is important, your summary is very important, and your work experience is also equally important. So keep these simple tips in your mind, make the resume accordingly, keep the simple English simple. Do not put uh, very jargon words, or complicated English words. Make it a simple resume in a very simple English language, and inshallah you will get interview calls soon. Okay, good luck everyone.